What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to be giving a review on the one and only Black Myth Wukong. Um, yeah. Now, Black Myth Wukong, let me tell you something. I almost didn't get the game. I actually almost didn't get Black Myth Wukong. And it was funny with this game. I was actually, before this game came out, I was actually I started learning about this character actually, Sun Wukong. Before this game came out, I heard about this character, Sun Wukong. And I heard about this character, Sun Wukong, online. And I heard about the powers Sun Wukong had online. And I heard about how powerful Sun Wukong was. And then all of a sudden, whilst hearing about Sun Wukong and the powers of Sun Wukong and his abilities, not too long later, they announce a game that's coming out called Black Myth Wukong. It was completely, I think it was, I don't know, the universe, it just worked like that. And so yeah. Black Myth Wukong, man, I almost didn't get the game. I actually almost didn't get the game, but I'm glad that I got the game. I do not regret getting the game, and I would have missed out if I didn't get this game. If I didn't get this game, I would have missed out, and I would have eventually got it. But I'm just glad I got it. I think I would have eventually. Well, actually, I might not have got this game. I'll be honest with you. I might not have got this game. But I'm glad I did get this game. And my review on it, okay, when I first picked up the game, when I first started playing the game, I thought the game was, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought the game was trash. I didn't understand this game. I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of God of War. I was playing Gran Turismo, Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man. I was playing all these games before Black Myth Wukong. And then when I tried Black Myth Wukong, it was, compared to God of War, the mechanics were totally different, Unlike in God of War, Kratos, he has his shield, he has his weapon, that is the mechanics that I was used to. And in most games, there's like these, the mechanics usually are, the playable character has their shield and their weapon, and you can dodge, jump, etc. Now, in Black Myth Wukong, when you start off the game, you can only attack and dodge, and there's no shield. And I was not used to this. I was not used to this at all. I thought the game was kind of like, no, I thought the game wasn't well made. I actually thought the game wasn't well made. I really actually thought the game wasn't well made. Now, I played it, when you first load in, you take on Erling. You're in the battle in the sky with Erling. You're in your great sage form. You have all your abilities. Sun Wukong has all his abilities, and he's taking on Erling. They're in their feud up in the clouds. And then, boom, you get shot down after. Now, okay, this is a bit of a spoiler. If you haven't played the game already, I should have said, I might put some spoiler alerts. But yeah, you get shot down after your battle with Erling, back down to Earth. And when I was playing, I thought the game wasn't well made. It was, like I said, it was different from God of War, which I was used to playing, um, which I'd been playing a lot. And you know, as you're playing through the game, you're taking on, these enemies. Um, and the difficulty was, now keep in mind, the difficulty of the game. This was one thing that I had to get used to. And anyone else who has been playing Black Myth Wukong, has probably had to get used to the difficulty of the game. One thing about Black Myth Wukong was there's only one. You can't change the difficulty of the game. You're given one difficulty and that's it. So here I am, beginning of the game, taking on some of these low-level characters, which weren't too bad to start off with, which weren't bad at all. They were kind of, they were not hard. They were not hard characters to take on. They were fairly easy. They were pretty easy. So boom, taking them on, and then we get our first ability, which was the immobilize. So when we got this first ability, I'm thinking, okay, this is good. We're getting abilities. I guess this is how the game works. And as I played through the game more, then I started to get a real taste of what Black Myth Wukong was like. Upon coming across these bosses, then I started to understand what Black Myth Wukong was like. Holy crap, this game is not easy. Was not easy at all. I think like many others, I almost just gave up on this game. I was like, what kind of game is this? It's just poorly made. It's just a poorly made game. I almost gave up on this game. The first major boss, was the first boss was the Bull God, and this is where upon taking on this boss, that's when we got the immobilize. Now that boss wasn't too much of a challenge. It wasn't too bad. I think most people will say that, this was the first official boss, and it wasn't too hard. It was pretty, it was a boss, but it wasn't anything major. It wasn't hard. The Bull God wasn't hard. Now moving into the forest, we come across a very annoying boss. And this boss is called the Wandering Wight. Oh my gosh. Wandering Wight, Forest of Wolves, outside the forest. My goodness. I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say this and when I react like this. Holy freaking crap. I died again and again, and I just thought this game was rigged. I'm like, what the frick? What the frick is this? The Wandering Wight, which is like a big baby. It acts like a big baby. That was the first real challenge in the game. I was like, what the heck? It took me about, it would have taken me about 15 or 20 tries to beat this character. My God. Now, the next boss that we face is the Guangxi, and this is where we get our first transformation. near where the Wandering White is, in the same sort of location, not far from each other. This is the boss that gives us our first transformation, and this guy wasn't the easiest either. Wasn't too hard, but wasn't the easiest either. And upon beating him, you get your first transformation as the Guangxi. Yeah. Now, wow. Upon when we take on the wandering white, when you take on the wandering white, this is kind of like an intro to what the game is like. I would say the wandering white is kind of like an intro to what the game is like. The difficulty, just the difficulty. I'm sure most people, it took them like 10 to maybe like 10 to 20 tries to beat this character. This was like a intro to Black Myth Wukong. And not the beginning either. Not the beginning. This game was full of these type of bosses, just very hard bosses. I had been playing God of War, and I started playing God of War on. I started going through the difficulties on God of War. So, I gradually got up. I completed the game, and then I decided to, go up in difficulties and go up to the highest difficulty. And when I came and played Black Myth Wukong, I was thinking to myself, oh my freaking gosh. I thought, I was thinking to myself, I thought God of War was hard. But then when I came and played Black Myth Wukong, I was just like, oh my freaking God. What the heck am I freaking playing? I just... oh God. It annoyed me. It definitely annoyed me. I was like, what the heck? How do you beat this? Now, this game, honestly, it really tested my patience. It takes patience. Especially when you're first starting out on a level 1 build, level 1 character, everything all new. Jeez, this game will really test your patience. So, after 15 or 20 tries, I eventually beat the Wandering White. Actually, I didn't even beat the Wandering White right off the bat. I skipped through, and went deeper into the forest to try to, just do more. Because I couldn't defeat this freaking thing. I couldn't defeat it. I defeated the Guangxi, got the transformation. After that, I defeated the Ling Shuzi. Is that I hope I'm saying it right? Ling Shuzi. Which was the it was like, if you've played the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like the big wolf, furry wolf it's like a big furry white wolf. I defeated that guy, took a couple tries. And then I defeated the Guangmu. Okay, defeated the Guangmu. So this is the seventh boss. Now I skipped one boss because I actually didn't jump. So I skipped one boss, which was the Bao Li Gu Lang. This was a frog. This was a frog, one of the toad bosses. Because I don't remember seeing this boss. I don't remember taking this boss on. When did I? Yeah, I don't remember this boss. So seventh boss was meant to be the Guang Mu. Now I'm reading off a I'm reading the list of bosses on a internet on a website right now. And so the Guang Mu, this boss was the one that transformed that this is gives you another transformation upon defeating him, where he summons these snakes which shoot projectiles at your enemy. So this guy was not too bad, not hard. The Guangmu was not hard. It wasn't too hard. Now, after defeating the Guangmu, then deeper into the forest, we have the white-clad noble. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this was the next boss, which was really just almost made me kind of like quit the game, honestly. Almost kind of made me quit the game. Like I thought the Wandering White was hard. And then I came across this guy as well, and I was kind of like, okay, all right, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I couldn't beat this guy, and honestly, I tried again and again and again and again, died multiple times, until I got to the point where I had to look up online. I was like, how to defeat the white-clad noble. And then boom. I came across this video which was teaching me that, you want to defeat the Wandering White first, gain his transformation, and use it against the white-clad noble. Now, there was going to be no way for me to defeat this guy. There was going to be no other way for me to defeat this guy, because the thing with the white-clad noble was when you defeat him the first time, he has a second transformation. And you have limited health, limited mana. You're very limited, you're very limited, especially when you're first starting the game, you're very limited. And this guy can take chunks out of your health. All the enemies can seem to take chunks out of your health with their attacks. A lot of these bosses. So I finally watched a tutorial that said, defeat the Wandering White, gain his transformation, and, use this transformation whilst battling the white-clad noble. And yeah, the thing with this game is, man, you really have to have timing. You really have to, oh goodness, this game will test your ability to time, will test your reaction time, will test your patience, will test your ability, your pattern recognition. You really have to, in this game, you really have to have pattern recognition. Be able to see the pattern, recognize the patterns of your enemy's attacks. This is something that you will be tested in this game. And yeah, that is Black Myth Wukong. That is, that's what will be tested throughout the whole entire game. Oh, and boy was I tested. Boy was I tested. Goodness, you know. I really thought there was something wrong with the game. I thought they didn't like fully make the game. I thought it wasn't a well-made game. I really actually thought it wasn't a well-made game. I'm like, you know, it's you know, I can't do shit against these enemies. They can just defeat me so easily, and what I can do to them is just nothing in comparison to what they can do to me. I'm like, the odds are just unfair. This is not a good game. This is a, you know, this is a, just not a good game. I'm about to swear, but it was just not. I was just in my mind. I'm like, this is just not a freaking good game. This is a shite game. But I pushed through. I had this instinct in me where I was like, no, I don't give up that easily. And I didn't give up. I eventually beat the white-clad noble as well. And, in my mind, I was thinking, like, Jesus Christ, like, is this what the whole game is going to be like? How am I going to even do this game? How am I going to beat this game? Upon coming across, like, the first couple of bosses, like, how am I going to actually get through this entire game? Now, surely enough, I've beaten the game multiple times now. I'm on new game 6, so I've beaten the game 5 times. And I'm at the end of the game on new game 6, so I could potentially beat it 6 times. I actually managed to beat the game multiple times. And yeah, honestly, it turned out that I really enjoyed the game. The difficulty is extremely challenging. It's very challenging. It is the most challenging game that I've played. I had not played a game harder than this prior. I had not played a game harder than this prior. Jeez, my goodness. I definitely had not played a game harder than this prior. Yeah, wow. Now, in the game, there is 6 chapters. So 6 chapters of very challenging bosses at times. But much, just it all up, it turned out to be a great game for me. It turned out to be a great game, and it won Game of the Year. So yeah, it turned out to be a great game. I very much enjoyed this game. I enjoyed, how challenging it was. I enjoyed all the abilities, the mechanics, I enjoyed the scenery, the characters. I very much enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed this game. I came to really enjoy this game. So, my review on Black Myth Wukong is that, yeah, I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was a great game. It's very different from, it's very different from what I was used to, It was very different. I had never played games like this before, but I very much enjoyed it, and and I applaud the makers of the game. It was a great game. So yeah, If you haven't played it already, listen. It's a hard game. It's a hard game. I recommend trying it, but I have to warn you that it's a hard game. It's not an easy game. You know, it will test your patience. It will definitely test your patience. It will definitely test your patience. Yeah. And if you want some advice on this game, hit me up. I beat the game 5 times now, as I've said. Yeah, I beat the game 5 times now. So I know a lot about the game. I know a lot about the game. So yeah, that is my review on Black Myth Wukong. Great game. Check it out. If you want tips and tricks, if you want to know how to, leave a comment. And I'm more than happy to give some advice. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. That's it for today.